I have a headache right now!
Listen.
Take the Tylenol! It's that easy!
All right, have a good one. All right, welcome back to another episode of the In the Huddle podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Sam Gold.
And I'm Chris Rotundo.
And we're back for our Week 7 recap. We're going to do things a little bit different this time. We're going to try it out. We've got some word from outside, people, fans, that we want to see more segmented episodes. So basically what that means is instead of just a full recap of every game from Week 7, we're still going to do our game predictions at the end. But Chris, we're going to have, 5 to 7 segments every week talking about the most important stuff that has happened in the league over the past week and give our opinions. We're going to have some debates and stuff, so we'll just see how this goes, right?
Let's go with the flow.
All right, let's roll our brand new intro. I hope you guys enjoy it.
You're listening to In the Huddle with Sam Gold and Chris Rotundo.
All right, Chris. Let's start off with the game that just happened. Today's Tuesday. Just happened last night. Oh no, we're gonna start with the Browns game. Actually, let's start with that game first, and then we'll get to the Vikings game because honestly, I think the Browns game was the most interesting game of the entire week. Can you agree?
100%. A ton of interest coming from there. First off, we got to start Deshaun Watson. Look like dog shit. Good for him. Fuck that guy. He sucks. He looked like dog shit. They were on the pick. I don't even think he completed a pass. No, he completed one pass because his fantasy score was -0.8, not -1.
Some leagues -1.
So he left the game, cleared concussion protocol, and they still kept him on the sideline. Mixed reports of did he re-injure that right shoulder or did he get benched? I don't know.
I don't even think it matters.
It doesn't matter because PJ Walker came in and it was one of the games of the year, I think, because it was high scoring, 39-38. What a game.
It's funny that not only Deshaun Watson's injury is going to go, we're obviously talking about it now, but it's going to go untalked about for most of the week just because of how good this game was. But it shows a lot that you spend that much money on Deshaun Watson and you take him out for the game. He comes back. He's fine to come back in the game. But you're like, no, PJ Walker, he's good enough. He's going to start. I mean, that's a sign of a team that's really trustworthy in the rest of their defense and the weapons that they have, and that's how bad Deshaun Watson is. That's crazy.
Gardner Minshew, he had, I think, 4 total turnovers this game. What was it, an interception? No, or was it 3?
Did have the 2 rushing touchdowns.
2 rushing touchdowns, but he had, I think, 2 fumbles and an interception.
Yeah,
so 3.
I mean, he's a backup quarterback. And that's just what you're going to do sometimes. Backup quarterbacks
almost led them to a win, which was absolutely wild.
Rather, you're going to go the Jameis Winston approach and just go, or Taylor Heineke, you throw a ton of touchdowns and a ton of picks if you're a backup quarterback, or you go super safe, which is PJ Walker. You kind of dink and dunk, although he did make that really nice throw to Elijah Moore at the end, which basically kept them in the game. But yeah, Chris, I mean, do you want to talk about the refs? Because in this game at the end, I mean,
it was.
Is it rigged? Is it rigged?
It was very questionable calls.
You know how happy it makes me to see this happen across the league now?
It's not just in football. You go to every sport and there's going to be questionable calls across every league. Some people just want to nitpick on the better teams.
You hear that?
Rather than others. It's how the game goes. I understand. You're going to look at the teams that were on top year after year, and you're going to look at those calls the most. I understand it. Trust me, I do. But you look at every sport, every week there's going to be bad calls. And if they call, and at the end of the day, let's be real here. When it comes to offensive linemen in football, there's you could throw a flag on every single play for the smallest, minute details. Let's be real here. But could you imagine if they called it on something that happened for a fraction of a second? The game would never end. We'd probably still be in week 2 if they did that, the way that it happens every single play. So
I'm so glad you're finally saying something worth logic. I feel like I was going crazy on this podcast for the last 3 weeks trying to defend the Chiefs.
Well, I mean,
there are egregious calls. I mean, this call was bad, but you're right. There's the people that sorry, I just cut you off.
No.
The people that slow down the footage, it's like, oh, there was a holding on this play. There's a holding on that play. You hold on everybody. I played offensive line in school. Yeah, it was like middle school. But yeah, you grab the inside of the pads. That's how it works.
Yeah,
the only time you hold...
Nick Saban scouted Sam.
Yeah, exactly. Please listen to me. I'm a professional. Literally, I can't talk right now. If The only holding that should be called are egregious holds where the guy is running past you. He's already past you, and you try to pull him back. It's literally textbook for offensive linemen to go like this inside the shoulder pads. It's so obvious how to play offensive line, and these people think they're geniuses slowing down every play just because they're the losers of the game. You guys are losers that are doing this. And finally, I mean, you're on the end right now where the Steelers got a pretty, it's not a great spot.
Listen,
But you could argue that the Rams lost that game in many other ways, and it was just one bad call, and that, right? Like, if that wasn't the reason. It's not rigged for the Steelers.
Really quick, I will 100% admit that Kenny Pickett was short on that play. It was a bad call. But at the end of the day, the Steelers outplayed the Rams that game. So I don't think that one play cost them the game, even though it did ice the game. It was a bad call. Bad calls in the Colts game, bad calls in the Steeler game, bad
Dolphins
game. Every game, bad calls. And, some calls stand out more than others. I understand that. But, Sam, it's sports, and we see it happen time and time again, week after week. I mean, I don't even know what the saying is, but it's just recycled at this point. We hear it every week, and we're going to be hearing it every week until the end of time about this. But, Sam, I guess we can move on to another game with the 49ers dropping their second game in a row. Very shocking here, the 49ers. What's going on with them here? They lost to Kirk Cousins in prime time. It wasn't
Monday Night Football.
It wasn't even Sunday. It was prime time.
The only quarterback, I believe, right now, currently in the NFL, that has played enough seasons that is worse on Monday Night Football is Daniel Jones. So you're looking at a team in the 49ers, which at this point, even after last week, it was a bad loss, but they're contenders. We can all agree, right?
Yep.
For the longest time, I mean, I make my top 5 ranking videos on TikTok. You guys can go watch it. I put the 49ers in the top 2, I'm pretty sure, all 5 weeks so far. Up until they lost last week.
Really?
I'm pretty sure they were still in the top 2.
Really quick plug to the TikTok, _in_the huddle, _ link in the description.
Yeah, stop everything you're doing right now and just go watch our TikToks and then come back.
No, literally stop everything because we'll wait. We'll be here when you guys get back.
Okay, and we're back. Okay, yeah, but honestly, look, there's people that are going to say Brock Purdy sucks. I've seen the memes where it's like the kid crying because it's Brock Purdy without like his super team around him. But look, the guy's getting used to, it's barely still a first full season. Like he's getting adjusted to these injuries, to seeing these different defenses. I mean, props to the Vikings. A lot of people are going to come out talking about how the 49ers lost 2 in a row, but you have to give props to the Vikings. They were 1-4, just lost to the Chiefs. People are arguing about those calls. I don't want to get back into it. Lost to the Chargers in horrible fashion. And now you win 2 straight. Yes, it's against the Bears, but you get this one against the Vikings or against the 49ers in prime time. The Lions just lost. The Packers don't look good. There's a wide open wild card spot for the Vikings right now. And I can't believe I'm saying this. The Vikings were the team I was almost the quickest out on this entire season.
We see this every year. Teams have a shitty start to the year, and what team, both in the AFC and NFC, are going to start off say 1-3, 1-4, maybe like 2-6, and make some miraculous run towards the middle part of the season and make their way to the playoffs. It happens every year. Now, are the Vikings that team? Time will tell. I don't want to go out here and say yes, but when you have the NFC right now, the way it is wide open for wild card spots, the Vikings could be that team. Do I think it's likely? Maybe. Would I bet money on it? Probably not. But would I be shocked? No, I wouldn't be shocked just because crazier things have happened.
Okay. Well, speaking of contenders versus frauds, we just mentioned the 49ers. I think we could both agree at this point they're still contenders.
They're the second best team in the NFC right now. They're going to be there at the end. I'm not too concerned about it. No Deebo Samuel. They're dealing with some injuries on definitely offense right now, so they'll be back. They'll be fine. Listen, 2 in a row, it's okay. It sucks simply because the race for the 1 seed, you kind of are taking a step back, but it's not the end of the world.
Okay, well, speaking of that, there's 2 teams that lost in the AFC this week. Not the Chiefs, let's go, but the Bills and the Dolphins both lost this week. The Bills lost to the Patriots on a last-second Mike Gesicki touchdown.
Shocking loss.
So, Chris, I mean, they're 4-3. It raises the question. Look, we see the Bills do this the last few years. They lost 9-6 to the Jaguars 2 years ago. I don't know if you remember that game. They've had some bad losses.
That was
but
the Josh Allen game.
That was the Josh Allen game. Josh Allen on Josh Allen crime.
I think he had a sack, fumble recovery, interception, and he had a touchdown.
Who's better? At the end of the season, if the Bills only have 9, 10 wins, who's the better Josh Allen? We'll get to that later. But seriously though, Chris, what do you think about the Bills? Do you think they're truly a contender right now to make a Super Bowl run? I know they'll probably make the playoffs, obviously.
I know
but
the Bills,
Super Bowl.
They had a bad loss to the Patriots. They played egregious to the Giants. They lost week 1 to the Jets. I know it's been a bad run for them so far. But with that being said, they still have a top quarterback in the league in Josh Allen. They have one of the top head coaches. They've lost some guys on defense, but they're playing all right. And this is a team that we can't forget. Just a few weeks ago, they beat the shit out of the Dolphins. And that's a team many consider widely around the league to be a top 3 team. Some may consider them to be the best, the offensive firepower. And they really held them in check. So I know they lost a close game to the Patriots. It was a bad loss, but I'm not going to sit here and say that they're not contenders. At the end of the day, would I be shocked if they made it out of the AFC? Absolutely not. Anything could happen. Now that path, do I think they could beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? I don't know, but say if by some way the Chiefs got eliminated and they didn't have to play them, yeah, I think that the Bills' path to the Super Bowl does get a lot easier. I think it's possible. So I still think that they're a contender. But this does take a big hit, and they're going to have to prove a lot. Josh Allen's going to have to step up, and we still have a lot of football left to go. A lot can happen, so I'm not going to sit here and say that they're dead yet, because the fact of the matter is they're not, and I still think that they will win their division as well. So I still think the Bills are contenders. The defense, then, we were looking at statistics before. They're top 5 in a lot of categories, so like I always say, defense wins championships, and Josh Allen, yes, he does play down to his competition. At the end of the day, he plays his best when he's going up against the best. We just look at the Dolphins a few weeks ago and how well that team did then. So when he goes up against the likes of a Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, he'll be ready, and this team's going to be primed to go out there and kick some butt. So we'll see.
I might just go out and say it. I don't even think either the Bills or Dolphins hit the top 3 right now in the AFC for me. It's the Chiefs, it's the Ravens, and believe it or not, it's the Bengals. I know that sounds crazy, but you put the Bengals in the playoffs, they're a completely different team, in my opinion. I don't think the Bills stand a chance. At their absolute best 2 years ago in the playoffs, Josh Allen playing lights out, they still couldn't advance in the divisional round. How much better is their defense really? I know their secondary was complete trash against the Chiefs in that game. But let's be honest. Who's really going to stop the Chiefs or a healthy Ravens team, even if the Bills defense has gotten a little bit better? Von Miller, he's approaching 40 years old. Is he really going to go chasing after Lamar Jackson? I don't think so. Who really scares you in the Bills secondary? I know obviously they have Micah Hyde. They have a few players. But let's be real. The Chiefs have done it before. They can do it again. I'm scared of the Bills. The main concern for me right now is honestly Josh Allen. You just mentioned how they beat the Dolphins 48-20. Yes, a few weeks ago, that was a super impressive win. But you know what? I'm not really that impressed right now with the Dolphins. So I don't even see that as a crazy good win, because the Dolphins have beaten teams with a combined record going into week 7 of 5-21. So that's already an argument to say that the Dolphins are frauds.
At the time that the Bills played the Dolphins were widely regarded as one of the top teams. I know the Dolphins have had a bad run as of recent, but listen, at the time they played them, they were regarded as one of the best. The Bills knocked them off their pedestal right there. So you got to look at it like that. I'm not going to sit here and say that you're wrong on what you're mentioning. I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I don't think we can't take that win away from them, being that how good the Dolphins were at that point. I know they just had a terrible game against the Eagles on Sunday night.
It's a divisional game. I really need to see how the Bills shape up against the Bengals and how they shape up against the Chiefs, because that will tell a lot. Do they play the Ravens? I don't
know off the top of my head, but what you said about the Bengals is
I think they do.
The Bengals are one of those teams
they don't.
that I definitely agree with you that I know it sounds crazy, but notoriously slow starters in the Joe Burrow era, going into a bye with a lot of momentum. This Bengals team definitely, I'm going to go out and say, they're probably right now the third scariest team in the league. In my opinion, it goes Chiefs, and then I'd have the Eagles, and then I put the Bengals right there just because of what I know they're going to start doing this week. And they put the 49ers this week, who are on a bit of a slip, which that's going to be a huge test. If they can come out of the bye and beat the 49ers, that's going to have waves around the league simply for how high I think we're on the Bengals right now. Your dad is going to be loving this segment right
know.
now, talking about how
You know
a Steeler fan talking highly
I
of
know,
the Bengals
exactly.
right now.
Even a Chiefs fan. Like, I'm probably the only Chiefs fan out there that likes the Bengals just because my dad likes the Bengals.
Do I like the Bengals? No, I absolutely despise them. But at the end of the day,
You gotta respect them.
you got to look at the facts and you got to respect that. You look at just go by the history of this. Slow starters, and they pick it up right now. Bye week couldn't have came at a better time, and they're going to be winning football games now. Another week for Joe Burrow to get healthier. They're going to be clicking.
So much can change in just 1 or 2 weeks because I think our first episode on video, I was still down on the Bengals. I was like, they might not even make the playoffs. I don't like the Bengals at all right now.
I went in saying that if they lost the game to, who was it, Seattle?
Yeah.
That I was going to be scared,
obviously,
and they
if
ended up
lost.
going out and winning.
I think one of the reasons that I'm now back on the Bengals is because I'm kind of comparing them to the Chiefs. When you think about it, the Bengals defense is not an issue at all right now.
It's the offense.
It's the offense, and that was kind of a similar thing with the Chiefs going on up until this week when we finally performed pretty well. I mean, just think about it. If Joe Burrow, he's already started clicking with Jamar Chase. That's already settled.
It's
Joe
the rest
Burrow,
of the offense
he looks
now.
healthier. It's really just the offensive line can get healthier. T. Higgins can finally start getting involved. Like, the Bengals are going to be the same Bengals team as last year. And guess what? They demolished the Bills in the playoffs. Guess what? They're probably going to beat the Dolphins. Let's be real. I mean, come on. I don't know. Look, I like the Dolphins. They're my second favorite team. I've said that a million fucking times on this podcast. But I have to be honest. Like, the Dolphins haven't beaten shit. Like, it's going to be the Bengals in the end. It's going to be the Chiefs. It's going to be the Bills divisional round at most, in my opinion, right now. And it's going to be the Ravens, believe it or not. If the Ravens stay healthy. I mean, they were just as good last year before Lamar got hurt. They were just as good in 2021 before Lamar got hurt. It's the same shit. They almost beat the Bengals last year with Tyler Huntley.
If Lamar stays healthy, this Ravens team will go as far as Lamar wants to take them. Granted, if the wide receivers are catching the football, but if history repeats itself, he'll get hurt. Hopefully, he doesn't get hurt because I just want to see a healthy team and how they perform because it's been, 3 seasons since we've actually seen a healthy Raven team have a postseason run. So that it just kind of sucks in that sense of the Ravens are this team that they're a team that I don't think they can make it out of the AFC, but they could definitely make noise in the playoffs if they really if they were healthy, and we haven't been able to see it just because Lamar can't stay healthy.
And if they made the Super Bowl, they're winning the Super Bowl because the NFC cannot prepare for Lamar Jackson. They don't know how to.
The only team that can properly slow down Lamar has been the Steelers.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
literally the only team
Not even the Bengals, honestly.
that can contain him.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh just has his number. He's not been able to have the same rushing and passing performances.
Okay, I think we should talk about, now that we talked about who's contenders, who's frauds, who we think at this current moment is the best team in the league. And I'm going to pick the Chiefs, not only because I'm a fan, but I do have stuff to back it up. The reason why I made the top 3 of the Chiefs, Ravens, and Bengals is because those are the least flawed teams in the NFL right now. You can name a major flaw in the Bills right now. Their turnovers. You can name a major flaw in the Dolphins. Their defense. It's shit. The Chiefs, name a flaw right now. I listed all the stats last week when we were all worried about 19-8, the Broncos game. I mentioned that we were top 10 in offensive DVOA, total offense, defense, touchdowns, third down conversions, fourth down conversions, passing yards. Every metric you could think of, we were the only team, Chris, that made it into the top 10. So right now, with the Chiefs performing 31-17, that was a nice win that not a lot of people are going to be talking about against the Chargers. I mean, Rashee Rice, we were worried about the wide receivers. It's Rashee Rice. That's it. He's the Juju replacement. He's younger. He's faster. He's better than Juju. We have McCole Hardman came back. A 50-yard punt return to basically ice the game. Welcome back, McCole Hardman. I was not expecting that. Justin Ross just got arrested, so he's off the team. Yeah.
Wait, what?
This happened a few hours ago, so that hype train is unfortunately.
Why did he get arrested? How did I miss
I believe
this?
it was domestic abuse. He's gonna be off the team. He's gonna be off the team. So
This just
Yeah.
happened? How did I miss this?
because it's Justin Ross, and I'm sorry. I'm not sorry because fuck Justin Ross. He's just, you see what he did. It was fucking awful.
No,
but
I had no idea. I knew Chris Olave got arrested for
Chris
driving
Olave,
for
yeah,
reckless
we mentioned that
driving,
too.
35 over the speed limit.
Yep.
I know that. I did not know Justin Ross got arrested.
Yeah, no,
oh my
he did.
gosh.
So really, going back to the Chiefs, like what is negative? You put them up against, let's say the Ravens. Let's say the Ravens are number 2 right now. Or no, how about you mention your favorite team first? Because you have a different favorite team who's in the NFC, and there's a very controversial play that we're going to be talking about that this team does on the regular, and I will tell you how the Chiefs are going to stop it, because I genuinely think that if there's a Super Bowl rematch, I pretty much just hinted at who you're about to say, the Chiefs are going to win it again. I'm that confident right now.
I really think I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles here. And I just think that this Eagles team has more offensive weapons. You look at their 2 wide receivers, and they're just simply way better than any receiver on the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs have the greater weapon in Travis Kelce.
Same thing last year.
But
We
listen,
won.
this is a different year. The Eagles added some defensive star power to help. And listen, they have the most.
Okay, and how different is our defense this year?
You guys haven't had to play as many high-powered offenses as
Jags,
them.
Lions, Chargers, Vikings.
And you guys
4 top 12 offenses.
Lost to the Lions week 1.
Okay, we missed our 2 out of 3 best players.
Jaguars, Chiefs. Listen, this is the second year this has happened. Low scoring both times. I'm giving props to the Chiefs.
It was 27-17 last time and 27-20. That's not low scoring.
I really think that the Eagles are just straight up the better team, because I don't think that the Eagles have not the Eagles. The Chiefs haven't yet played a team with as much firepower as the Eagles.
Okay, who have the Eagles beaten then?
We'll pull up the schedule.
I mean, I guess we'll see with the Chiefs-Dolphins game coming up. They just beat the Dolphins, but I'm confident the Chiefs are beating the Dolphins. With that defense, if Mahomes keeps on going, and like, Chris, what are you even pulling up right now? What are we? Oh, the Eagles schedule? Okay.
No, the Vikings with Justin Jefferson. They just beat the Dolphins.
The Chiefs, Trent McDuffie, before Justin Jefferson got hurt, held him to 2 catches for like 10 yards.
Listen, I'm not saying that you're wrong. These are the 2 best teams in their respective division.
Mac Jones, Baker Mayfield, Sam Howell. Who's next? They lost to the Jets. Chiefs beat the Jets.
They contained the Rams.
Okay. The Steelers contained the Rams.
Yeah, the Steelers defense, man. That thing's gnarly.
The Chiefs were a top 3 defense. When has Mahomes ever had a top 3 defense? You're going to tell me that basically the same Eagles team is going to walk in there against improved. I'm sorry, Rashee Rice is going to end up being better than Juju by the end of the season.
We're going to have to look back on this going into December, because we look at the Chiefs schedule coming up, and I think
same with the Eagles.
Hold on, this is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
And it's early to say right now, because let's just face it, the teams that they've faced so far, respectively, the Chiefs and Eagles, haven't been, I'll say, top tier competition. I
disagree. I really disagree.
Into this, the Eagles have coming up in a few weeks the Cowboys, then the Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch, then the Bills and the 49ers, Dallas again. So some really top end competition right there.
Okay. Yeah, and the Chiefs play the Bills, we play the Dolphins, we play the Bengals.
Like I said,
we play the Eagles.
We're going to have top end competition, which I think this is really going to stand out, where both of these teams really lie.
So, okay. Let's talk about the tush push for 1 second, because we've mentioned it shortly on the podcast so far, but so many people are complaining about it. We're both in the boat that it should stay legal, and that teams, should find a way to stop it.
You look at teams in college have tried to run it. They can't run it. Other teams in the pros have tried to run it. They can't run it. The Giants tried to run it against the Bills, right? And they failed miserably. No one can seem to stop it, find a way to stop it. Just because something is working doesn't mean you have to ban it. It's like in Madden, PA crossers. We had the... I know.
Double flares.
We had the...
HB slipscreen.
Sam made a rule we had to ban that play.
Exactly. Al knows what's up. Literally, okay, you're right. But, okay, listen. If there's, let's say, I'm trying to think of a good scenario in the Super Bowl. Let's just say they're doing the tush push. They need the 4th and 1 to advance. I mean, if you're picking literally any defensive lineman in the NFL to try and stop that, who are you choosing?
Well, no one can stop it.
But it's not Chris Jones? If we're going to have the best chance, Aaron Donald didn't stop it.
Nobody can stop it. That's the whole thing.
Okay, but who's going to stop the Chiefs right now? I'm sorry.
I really need to see this tush push happening as the Chiefs season.
Guys,
the thing is,
I'm not saying the Eagles are bad. They're the second best team in my opinion. But the Eagles, how much more improved are they? Okay, you're gonna say their defensive line's improved. They got 0 sacks against us in the Super Bowl, and our offensive line is the same, if not better.
You're going back to the past. We were talking about right now.
Yeah, I still think right now. No, that's what I'm saying though. If you think these two teams are gonna end up going to the Super Bowl, what is so much more different about the two teams where the Chiefs aren't going to go end up winning?
We're going to have to circle back to this game on November 20th. That's exactly what we're
after the Chiefs demolish the Broncos this week. Hopefully, we have the Dolphins, Germany, a bye. Luckily, then the Eagles. I mean, that's going to really say a lot there. But I'm confident now. After the Chiefs have gone out and proved that look, the Chargers
You
defense
guys
sucks,
put the
but-
Broncos again.
Yeah.
I hate how the NFL does that. They have like there's always this one divisional team. They'll play each other, then they have a week against
I don't know why they
whoever,
do that.
and it's so annoying.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to some more negative stuff, some more negative teams out there.
Oh, hold on, really
Okay.
quick. If the NFL decides to ban the tush push, I am going to be so pissed off because they
Yeah, they shouldn't.
because
They shouldn't.
Why? I mean,
It's like
the brotherly shove, the tush
it's
push.
literally like-
what a cool name!
I'm sure there were people back in like whenever the forward pass was invented, like trying to get rid of that. Like, no, we got to stick it to the ground game.
the forward pass.
I know I'm comparing the forward pass to the tush push right now, but literally, like, there's probably people out there that's like, this isn't the game. You can't have that. That's the same people talking about the push push. No, find a way to stop it. You guys are the best athletes in the world out there. You can't just leap over. Did you see how Fred Warner tried to stop it with Kirk Cousins? It worked. I mean, it's Kirk Cousins, and they probably haven't practiced as much, but still, like, there's ways to stop it. They call it the 92% for a reason. It's not like 100% of the time it works. How about you try to get that down to 75%? Keep working on it. The Eagles found something that worked.
You know what,
and you
just-
guys are just mad about it.
Simply, the simple answer is get better and hit the gym. Get stronger. Stop
Yeah,
it.
Chris,
Just
all right.
straight up hit the gym and just get better.
Okay.
If you're gonna bitch and moan about a play that always works, stop it and stop complaining.
All right, speaking of hit the gym, we're going to talk about some coaches who are going to have some more free time on their hands, probably have to hit the gym as well because they should be fired. We picked two each. Chris, do you want to go first with two coaches you think need to be fired ASAP?
Yeah, ASAP. So first, I want to say,
Is there a way we can pull up like their faces?
oh.
I want to pull up. Oh, no. Wait, pull up some of their faces. I want these people blown up, all right? Who do we have first? Let's get the dumbest picture possible of them. All right, apparently Hasbulla is the one of the coaches in the NFL.
who do
Chris, who do we have first? Do you want me to go first?
I'll start off. So going off first,
Okay.
we have. Here, I'll pull it
It's
up.
me, actually. Chris, this is great podcasting.
I know I should have been better prepared. We have Carolina Panther coach Frank Reich.
There we go. Beautiful. That is some red skin right
That
there.
was a sloppy transition by yours, truly. But listen, Panthers only winless team in the division.
Kind of looks like my dad.
It's not looking too good for them right now. Well, frankly, it isn't looking good. They don't have a first-round draft pick here, and the Panthers, they've been the worst team in the league. And the Panthers, they want to be smart about this. They're going to try and trade for a true number one receiver, and before they do anything, they need to get rid of their head coach because you're just going to kill Bryce Young. And you're going to kill everything that you're trying to do with this team, with this man right here. He's on the hot seat. You're the only winless team, worst team, and you have a young quarterback. And if you're going to try and kill this dude's growth and potential,
No.
keep him. But if you actually want to move forward in life and try and make it back to a Super Bowl like you did with Cam Newton, get a new head coach.
Did you, Chris, they haven't fully rebuilt yet. I mean, did you want to get rid of Zach Taylor after Joe Burrow's first year? Didn't they start like 0-11? I mean, I like your other pick. This one I completely disagree with. I mean, Frank Reich has been in the league for a long time. Bryce Young has had his bad moments, but it's not like he's looked like an absolute disaster. The reason why they're 0-6 right now is just because as an entire team, they just haven't got their shit together. Like, honestly, I think they're going to win 2 to 3 games this year. That's pretty fair, right?
I will say the Bengals did have it all better put together.
There's only very few coaches you should fire after the first year, a la Nathaniel Hackett, Urban Meyer. This isn't that situation. I know Panthers fans probably aren't the happiest with Frank Reich right now, which is why you're mentioning him.
There's certainly worse situations like Brandon Staley, but we've recycled that how many times now? But there's a situation that maybe he doesn't get fired this year. Maybe it's next year. Come this time next year that he's on his way out. It's one of those things that it's frustrating. And for me personally, when I have a young quarterback, I want to pair him up with a head coach who I believe in. And right now, Frank just isn't the guy that I truly have the most faith in.
Okay. We'll go alternate. So I'll say my first one.
I'll pull up.
If you want to pull him up, it's gonna be Dennis Allen. We've mentioned this a few times on the podcast already. The Saints head coach. So we haven't talked about the Saints Jags game yet. That was just, first of all, Derek Carr, such a fucking crybaby. Like, Who wants to play? That's nah. I'm not gonna mention the memes about Chris Olave and Henry Ruggs. I'm not gonna mention that. That car has driven them crazy. Okay. Anyways, listen. There's, no. All right. No, Carr's a good guy. He just had a really bad night. Chris.
Goodbye.
All right. Have a good one. So let's talk about Dennis Allen. Woo! Okay, listen. Chris, are you gonna come back?
I don't know.
That was too much for you to handle. Just like, okay, I can't say that either. All right, just like Chris Olave with Derek Carr. Oh, wait, I don't.
Wait,
no, you gotta keep this. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
We're gonna be the
I don't give a
quickest
fuck. It's Chris Olave's fault for doing that.
We're gonna be the
I was
quickest.
the one who drove the car. I'm gonna mention right now. He got caught for speed. What was it?
And we are canceled and kicked off YouTube.
No, we're not. I'm stating facts. I am stating literal facts right now. There's 100 memes out there that says that car driven. Okay, the Henry Ruggs thing. Yeah, maybe that'll get us canceled. But okay. Anyways, then I'll just be a kid then and not say anything controversial. Okay. Okay. Dennis Allen. It's 3rd and goal. Foster Moreau, one of the worst drops you could possibly have to lose the game. Well, I guess they were going to tie it up, but yeah, still to lose the game. It's 4th and goal, Chris. You run a fade to Chris Olave, which we just mentioned, a guy who's been on the wrong page with Derek Carr the entire game. That's your best play. It's 4th and goal. This is for the lead in the division. You're down 7. You just had a guy make a horrendous drop, and you're gonna say, let's just put it in one guy's hand on a little fade, which was a horrible throw, by the way. Like, if Dennis Allen didn't have enough against him to already get fired, I honestly am bamboozled how this hasn't happened.
Wait,
yet.
wasn't it like a game when you eat like a jelly bean?
Yeah, bean boozled. Yeah.
Oh, you call it bean?
Yeah, you know what?
Boozled?
Dennis Allen,
Bamboozled?
stick some in your fucking mouth, taste some dog shit, and get that fucking shit out of your head as well. Like, you fucking suck as a coach. I don't understand. Look at this guy's face. You don't want that guy in the locker room. Look at him. He looks like an armadillo.
What does that mean?
The fuck is that? We just talked about the Saints. We missed the Saints. This guy isn't gonna bring shit back. You ran a fade on 4th and goal. That's grounds for just getting out of the league forever. All right, you move on. I'm sweating. I'm not even a Saints fan. I don't give 2 fucks about the Saints. But like,
Speaking of coaches that need to get fired.
okay, we could do this one as well. If you want.
No,
to switch over.
I don't need to recycle it.
He looks weathered. Like, this is a man who knows all the hate comments he's getting, and he's just trying to stick it.
Even at hockey games, people are chanting
Yeah, I
"Fire
know,
Matt Canada."
Remember at Matt Nagy's like daughter's like soccer game
It was
or something?
the Suns football
Their
game.
son's football game. They were chanting "Fire Nagy" at his son's football game.
That
was one of me. I was in the crowd as well. But all right, we don't have to talk about that.
Going off to my next coach, as you could see on the lovely screen behind us, Josh McDaniels, prodigy of the Belichick coaching tree, and once again another can't even speak Belichick coaching alumni. I guess is
Yeah.
from the coaching hierarchy.
From the coaching tree, as they say.
Failing, we have Joe Judge, notorious. He flopped. We have Matt Patricia from the Lions. Just to name two real quick. Now McDaniels, another one. You look at it and it seems these teams, they say, oh, so much success with the Patriots. Oh, it must be other coaching. No, it's just how it works. When you're in a good system, everyone looks good around you. That's what's happening here. Raiders are learning once again that I can't believe teams haven't even learned yet that other coaches in the Belichick coaching system don't pan out. We look at a ton of teams, players from the Patriots even, they get the bag after they win a Super Bowl or have a few good years. They go to a new team and they're not even on that team for a few years before they're cut. It just happens. You look at a guy like McCole Hardman, who was with the Jets. He did nothing with the Jets, goes back to the Chiefs, and he works well in that system. Some guys, the team makes them look better, and that doesn't take anything away. You just look good when you surround yourself by talent and better guys. But
I bet you Raiders fans really wish it was him with those emails and not Josh Gruden or John Gruden. Do you know what I'm talking
I know exactly.
about? They really hope they find something in this guy's computer because I don't know how the fuck he's still on the team. I mean, good, please.
What are you saying?
Honestly,
you're trying to get us kicked off YouTube at this point.
No, it's correct. Like, look at this guy's face. I mean, he's got to have something on the computer. Anyways, I don't know what that means.
No, the thing is,
listen, as a Chiefs fan, please keep him from as long as possible.
that's what I was gonna say. You should be happy because
you know how nice it is.
Your division is filled with a bunch of idiots. I mean,
we could have mentioned Sean Payton. We could have mentioned Brandon Staley. We've mentioned Brandon Staley a million times.
You have the Chargers, who are always going to charger. You have the Raiders, who, like, what the fuck are they doing here? And then you have the Broncos, who, that's a whole disaster. So you should be happy with all the disasters going on in your division. 3 teams who have head coaches that are just incapable of coaching a team. And Sean Payton, carried by Drew Brees, it's appearing. Russell Wilson fell off a cliff. Disasters all around, and you should be tap dancing, jumping for joy. Tap dancing. What the fuck am I saying? You should be jumping for joy.
Look. Let's not waste our time on the Raiders. Let's go to Arthur Smith, who I have a lot of beef against. First of all, we're gonna pull up a picture of him. I'm sure he's gonna be having his little mustache, right? Pull up a picture of this mustache. First of all, yeah, look at this guy. Hold on, we gotta get a full picture.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I should have been preparing for this better, but
Sam,
you know what?
Just calm down. I'm about to literally explode.
Oh
with
no,
this guy.
Sam
Ready?
hasn't
Are you guys
slept
ready?
in 2 days after this. I mean, he is
Listen.
pissed.
Oh my gosh, we can't get a full picture. Okay.
Hold on, just
Take the mustache off. If you're gonna wear a mustache, should be something a little bit different than that one. And yeah, now we might get canceled because I'm about to go on a fucking rant. Because this guy is the you-know-what of fantasy football, a la the mustache he should have. Listen, I'm wearing black. I'm ironically wearing black.
Bijan owner right here. Just keep that in mind. Bijan owner.
Yeah, this is why I'm ranting. Listen, I'm wearing black for the funeral of my fantasy team, mixed with red to represent who's responsible for this. Excuse me, I don't give a fuck that they're 4-3. He needs to be fired immediately. Listen, half of it's on Bijan, half of it's on Arthur Smith. No, you know what? Most of it's on Arthur Smith. Because how the fuck... I mean, good thing the NFL... Hi, Jasper. Good thing the NFL... Yeah, I don't know if you want Jasper near me. I'm going to be pretty loud in a second. Honestly, I should be holding Jasper so I can calm down.
No
one even knows what I'm ranting about yet because I'm just... I can't get it out. Like... Look, any Bijan owner in fantasy, no one gives a fuck about my fantasy team. Jasper, did you have Bijan on your fantasy team? Okay, anyways. Listen.
You have anything to say?
This is so bad.
He's gonna punch me?
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna punch myself.
Do what you want, no balls.
Okay. That was bad. It actually hurt. Alright, I'm not gonna punch myself again. I actually punched myself. What am I doing with my life? Okay. Yeah, okay, that's a different thing. They're roasting him for. It said Rose's decision to go for 2. Okay, listen. Arthur Smith. How the fuck do you not put Bijan Robinson on the injury report pregame? Not only are you just dumb for, first of all, not even really playing Bijan Robinson in general as much as he should, he's saving him. Did you hear what he fucking said about he's saving Bijan? I'm sorry. And you know what the worst part about this is that they won. Now he's going to think he's some genius at 4-3 when he's the biggest fucking idiot in the NFL. I hate this guy.
He's saving it for Cancun. Arthur Smith is a guy who I don't think should be a coach. One, just simply from a fantasy perspective, he's boring because of how slow it plays. Always want to run the ball. And somehow they win games, which this is just the most frustrating part. He's so bad, but they somehow win, which doesn't make any sense.
The fact that he didn't put... guys, I've played fantasy football for 11 years. I've had Nick Chubb stepping out at the 1 to end my season in 2020. I had a garbage time Mike Williams, a Hail Mary touchdown to end my season 2 years ago. This year, I'm 4-2. I'm 4-2.
4-3.
Yeah, thanks. Literally, and I had an easy opportunity to win this week. I have a gauntlet coming up, and now my season's fucking over because a guy had a headache. He had a headache. That's way worse than Nick Chubb stepping out at the 1, Chris.
No, this is bad.
How have you? I've never heard that in my entire life. I've had 11 seasons. I swear it's because I'm a Chiefs fan. It has to be because I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm sure Browns fans are fucking awesome at fantasy football because they don't have anything else to be happy about. I don't get it. Like, I swear, the Nick Chubb happened the year after the Chiefs won the first Super Bowl. This is happening. It must mean I sold my soul, which is fine. You know, honestly, fine. I'd rather be ranting about fantasy football and the Chiefs have 2 rings, okay? But, like, when you put so much work into 11 seasons of... Everyone's going to think I'm a fucking loser now. Because, like, it literally... Fantasy football does not matter. But just listen up. Bijan owners know what I'm talking about. How? I lost because he had a headache. Bijan, fucking take this. Take the Tylenol. It's that easy. It's that I have some for you. How? You're an NFL player. I'm going to overdose on this tonight if you don't take it next week. So, Chris, want to talk about the Seahawks-Cardinals game?
Why? Why would anyone want to talk about that? He's gonna pass out.
It's that easy. It's literally that easy. Like, just the way he smiled in the post game. He's like, "Oh, I just had a little headache. I have a headache right now.
Sam was
I have a headache every fucking day. I don't get paid millions for it to have a headache."
Sam was in the gym, 1,000-yard stare. He was too busy focused on Bijan.
Usually when
This is all
when
time.
unlucky stuff happens to you in fantasy, you get like a night to sleep on it, like any normal human being. But I can't get over it. I just can't get over it. It's just is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And this is why that man should be fired. And Bijan is dead to me. He's dead to me.
But are you going to roster him next week?
Because people won't accept my trade request.
You want to trade Bijan?
Well, we'll figure this out later. I am sweating. That I brought this because I wanted to make a statement, and now staring at this and being all sweaty and hot and like angry, I realize how much of a crazy fucking person I am, and this is insane.
Listen, it's what fantasy football will do for you. We've all had our bad runs. You have had more than you've had more bad runs than one would like to admit. It's okay though, Sam, because looking back on this in 5 years,
Who doesn't win in 11 years? Who does that? How? You know why? Because I started in 2013. That was the year that Andy Reid came to the Chiefs. So it flip-flops. If I did in 2012, I would have won the whole thing. We had the first pick. It's because I'm a Chiefs fan. I can't have it both ways, which is fine. I'm way more. It might not seem like it that I much more have the Chiefs win the fucking I can't even talk right now. Win the Super Bowl, but it's just so frustrating. Like, I don't know.
do you want me to keep him up for the rest of the... I'm keeping him up.
You might as well put up a picture of honestly.
That's getting into that.
It's the fantasy football. Okay. Are we done? Oh, game predictions. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm not picking the Falcons to win another game this entire season. All right, you ready? Don't cut that out, please.
No, you have to cut that out.
Please don't cut that out.
That's getting taken down.
Please don't cut that out.
Al, cut that.
Have you listened to part of my take? They say 10 times worse things. Who cares? I swear, I listen to the most podcasts on any of you guys. I swear it's fine.
We're going. We're rolling.
I know.
Wait, we're
Hey, we
still
should keep
rolling?
all this in.
What do they have? How many followers?
Millions.
What
Yeah.
position are you in?
This is all.
But they got followers from being real. All right, are we gonna move on? You guys are the only 3 affected by what I said. I do not care. I have Tylenol. Like, look, I'm a crazy person. I brought Tylenol over a fake team that I have $20 on.
Money
This
drives
is why I'm a
you
football
mad.
podcast. You see how invested I am? I'm sweating right now. It's so quiet in here. Chris, you've said maybe 10 words in the last 7
Because what am I
minutes.
supposed to say after that?
You've said 7 words in the last 20 minutes.
Because there's nothing to say after this.
I'm actually really sweaty, so I'm not going to put on this Super Bowl hat to make me happy because I'm... There we go. Oh no, I look like Arthur Smith. I'm wearing a black sweatshirt with a shitty mustache because I can't grow shit at 22 years old and a red hat. I'm becoming Arthur Smith. This is honestly poetic. This is literally poetic.
You guys look so cute together.
No, I can't even look at him with any happiness. I really can't.
All right, this is great.
get a shot of that. Okay, Chris, we have to move on.
Okay.
Take it off, please. I don't want to look at it anymore. Bring up week 8. We need week 8. Okay. Let's start with the Thursday night football game. My voice hurts right now, honestly. Let's start with the Thursday night football game. Bucks Bills. Chris, I think this one's pretty obvious. Believe it or not, I think the Bills are gonna just destroy the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I have my scores all prepared. This is the one thing I prepared for this episode, which is the picks. I'm going with.
Yeah, this is the second thing I prepared for in this
I had
episode.
no idea you brought that. I'm going with Bills winning 24-17. Dawson Knox, he is out with the wrist surgery. Don't know how long he'll be out for, but Sam, not to rub it in, but as a Dalton Kincaid fantasy owner, I'm living large right now.
That's so random.
How is it
That
random?
is so random. But Dalton, did you start him?
No, I didn't start him the past
Okay,
week.
well, it doesn't matter. All right, what'd you say? What score?
24-17.
Okay, I have 27-13 Bills. All right, the Battle of MetLife, Jets, Giants. We live around the area. I'm not gonna spoil where we live this time, but I mean Montclair State. You could maybe guess, but who's going to this game? I'm sorry, like you could spend $10 to go to Jets Giants in preseason every year. Like who's gonna waste their money on going to see Jets Giants this year? Especially since both teams are so
I
bad.
would.
No, you go to MetLife. If you're not a Jets or Giants fan, you go to see the Jets or the Giants because they're playing a team you're interested in watching.
Yeah, like
You
the
could
Jets.
go
Like
see
if you're
Jets Giants every year.
if you're a Jet or Giant fan, you're going to see a team that you're interested in, like the Jets or Giants.
yeah, but Jets
you're a fan
Giants
of them.
happens all the time. At least in the preseason. All right, what's your score? New Jersey.
New Jersey, actually, Al. I have the Jets winning 17-13. Listen, the Jets defense has held some of the top quarterbacks in the league in check, and they're going up against, doesn't matter, Tyrod, Daniel Jones. I think Tyrod makes the Giants better. Hey, they got their first home touchdown against them. So kudos to you guys. Pathetic, but kudos to you guys. And if you look at the playoff race, you guys are somehow only a game behind. Delusional fans, as usual, will probably think that they have a chance. Oh, Dable's making the play
don't go too
calls
crazy. You're a
now.
Knicks fan. That's the Jets of the NBA. So
At least the
you
Knicks-
know it quite well, actually.
At least the Knicks can make the playoffs.
Okay, that's true.
With that being said,
I have the Jets winning 22-14.
yeah, listen, the defense is going to shut down the Giants. I think I'm being generous, giving them 13 points, being that they barely scored 14 against a worse defense in the Commanders last week.
Okay. Steelers, Jags. Chris, take it away.
Steelers, Jags. I got to pull that up real quick.
It's fine. You can talk about it.
All right, Steelers, Jags. Listen, Pittsburgh, could they go out and win this game? Absolutely. They're 4-2 right now, but I need to be as real as I can. Jaguars, they're among one of the better teams in the league, sitting at 5-2, and I think they're going to win this game. And I think it's not really going to be too close, being that the Steelers' offense, we know met Matt Canada, it's going to be putrid, and Jags are going to pretty much control this game 31-20. Listen,
I'm sorry. I'm so disheveled right now.
no, I know you are. I know.
Someone go clip what I looked like when we were saying hello at the beginning and me now. I've just yeah. Someone go clip it.
But I just don't think that Steelers will be able to have enough after a good win last week to beat a contending team for a championship like the Jaguars, just because they're clicking as the season's going on. While Pittsburgh, I still think, will be in the hunt towards the end of the year. It's going to be real here, and I don't think that they have enough to beat the Jaguars. This right now, if the playoffs were to start today, we're looking at
the 5th seed now.
we're looking
Yeah.
at the 4 and 5 seed right now, and this
Yeah.
would be the playoff matchup. So this could be a potential playoff.
PTSD.
Yeah, don't even get me started with that. This could be a potential playoff.
I'll bring my Jags hat next
game.
time.
I will slap you if you dare come into the house with the Jags hat on, because I
That's fine. I have Tylenol. My arm won't hurt.
I cried after that game. I literally went upstairs and I cried for probably 10 minutes after that. Just like when Juju fumbled, I cried after that.
Did you cry when Juju fumbled? That was a regular season game.
Yeah, but it cost us the playoffs. I cried.
Oh yeah, it did kind of see the playoffs. All right. I have the Jags winning 28-20. Let's bowl through some of these. You could honestly bring up the big picture if you don't want to keep just doing all the games.
I will do all the
if you-
games.
yeah, if you're
I'll
able
do all the games. These calluses on my hands. What do you think they're
from
from?
this, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
from this.
Okay. Eagles, Commanders. Eagles are going to win this game 31-17.
Yeah, I think Philly's going to win 37-18. Listen, Washington, it's what I've been saying all along. They are a team who, they're going to win, they're going to lose, they're not all that great. I still think they're going to win their 7 games. Yada, yada, yada. Sam Howell, development, Eagles, they're not going to lose. They're just not losing.
Okay. Cowboys, Rams. Puka, puka. We just have to say it every episode. That was the worst puka I've ever done. Chris, I'm so tired. Can you just do a good puka for me?
Puka puka.
All right, good. That was so depressing.
I actually have a statistic. This is going off the top of my head. I saw it on Twitter today, but since Cooper Kupp came back, I think the target share when Cooper Kupp was hurt, Puka had, I think, 36.5% of the targets, while when Cooper Kupp returned, Puka has 35.5%. So it's only a 1% difference if my memory serves me well. And going into this, Dallas will win 27-24. Maybe Cooper Kupp won't drop 2 passes on a drive this week.
Cowboys 26, Rams 20. All right. Vikings, Packers. By the way, I went 4-9 last week. Probably the worst predictions I've ever had. So
Yo, shout out to producer
have to
Al.
be caught up to me.
Producer Al going prone right now.
What just happened? Okay, he's going. He's planking. It's 2013 or whatever.
Do it for the vine.
Okay, I can't leave. You already left, so I can't leave again.
You can't leave again.
Vikings win 23-20 over the Packers.
I'm gonna go with the Packers 23-22.
Titans, Falcons. I am never picking the Falcons to win for the rest of the season. So Titans 17. Younghoe Koo, I love you. Represent. I'm not going to say the town this time. You had a great game winner. You're the only one I like on the Falcons. But you're going to miss a game-winning field goal this time just to break Arthur Smith's heart. 17-16 Titans.
Never wish ill will on him ever again. But Titans are going to win 21-19. Listen, Titans, they've made a trade that could shake up the locker room a little bit, making another awful deal with the Eagles. Philly absolutely robbing them again for a bag of potato chips. But
they're rebuilding.
Atlanta, they're not going to win 2 in a row.
They're never going to win again on my watch.
What are you going to do? He's going to get a job with the Falcons.
Okay, now this episode's made me seem like really bad.
Maybe.
Yeah. Keep everything in, though. I really genuinely want to see how my villain arc has officially started in real time because of this fucking shit, man. Can't believe it. It's fine. We have the Chiefs. Super Bowl, right? Or am I just going to cry myself to sleep every night now?
I'll tuck you in.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. We're going to go through these really quick. Dolphins, Patriots. Dolphins bounce back, win 33-17.
Yeah, I'm going to go with I have it all here. I know I have. Oh, shoot. Did I not write that game down?
Just give us a score.
No, I want to get my actual score. Oh, here we go. 31-23, Dolphins.
Okay. Colts, Saints, Super Bowl rematch from 15 years ago. Colts are going to win this 24-16.
I have where the heck is it? Hold on. I need to have my actual score. This is so bad right now.
This guy can build Legos in like 10 seconds, but he can't get a game up. What the fuck?
I don't even have the score for this game.
I already did that last week.
I didn't even write it. I'm going to say Saints are going to win. I'm going to say 27-23.
Texans, Panthers. Texans win 31-13.
Texans, Panthers going to take home the W. Bryce Young, Adam Thielen, my man Bryce Young.
Just said Frank Reich should be fired.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Contradicting myself a little bit, but who doesn't like a little mystery here and there? I'm just going to leave after that. Sam.
Something I can like squirt in my eye or just... This has been a really weird episode.
Hey, yo. Pause. I said the Panthers have 26-23.
Seahawks, Browns. Seahawks are wearing the throwback, so they have to win this game 24-20.
Yeah, Seattle's going to win 25-24. Fuck the Browns.
There's your 25. And Bengals, 49ers. I know I literally just talked really good about the Bengals episode, but they're going to lose one more game. It's going to be against the Niners. 23-20. Niners bounce back.
Yeah, I'm not going to contradict myself here twice. I'm going 31-29. Cincinnati is going to win, and Jamar Chase will carry me to a win in Dynasty and a couple of my season longs.
Chiefs, Broncos. Chiefs win 27-10. I'm not going to say anything else about it, believe it or not.
25-9. Denver, you are pathetic.
Randomly, the Ravens-Texans score from week 1. I remember that. Ravens, speaking of the Ravens, Cardinals, a really random matchup. But the Ravens are going to win it 34-14.
Yeah, I also have the Ravens winning 34-23.
Then we got the Sunday night game. I don't know why it's on primetime. Bears-Chargers. The Chargers are going to win this game, believe it or not. But it's going to be ugly and gross and boring. 21-13.
I have 27-21. I don't know what to expect.
Also, Tyson Bagent, we did not forget about you. We're thinking about you. All right.
That's my goat.
Okay.
Clip that.
Okay, I just need to get through one last game, guys. Lions, Raiders. Lions bounce back and win 24-17.
The Sun God will carry them to victory 26-16. Jameer, get into the end zone again. Please. Thank you. I can't believe that end. Like, you just sucked all the energy out of me.
Deep breaths, guys. We made it through the episode. That was a wild one.
No. Sam made it through the episode.
I made it through the episode, honestly.
I didn't
Let
think
us
he was gonna
know
make
if
it
that
there.
was better than just the normal recaps, guys. Please let us know in the YouTube comments. Follow us at YouTube at the In the Huddle podcast. He said earlier, TikTok _ in the huddle _ and then
We'll be back
in the
when you
huddle
guys
pod on
suck.
Instagram. I hope you enjoyed our new intro. We're gonna hopefully come out with some behind the scenes of that and post that on YouTube as well. It was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Kinda
there
like
was
a
some
vlog style
secondhand
things.
embarrassment going on.
Some
from
really
that.
bad stuff.
Really bad.
Good and bad. But yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys next week for the week 8 recap.
Sam, it was a pleasure, man.
It was a pleasure.
And we'll see you guys later.
Fuck Bijan.